So welcome karibu tena. Hapa ni Chadi TV, home of inspiration, and of course this is Jolene Katama, your host for Superwoman. And today I am honored and blessed to have a friend and a superwoman in the house, yo. So she'll tell us her name and what she does and her story generally. Kitu yenye memfanya tumtambue kama superwoman in the community. Karibu.
Asante Jolene. Let me start by introducing myself.
Yeah.
My name is AKOTH VICTORINE. I have been in Kilifi.
VICTORINE.
Yes.
Tudunge pause mwanzo hapo. Hilo jina tu AKOTH VICTORINE.
So victory in the move, or victory that is moving, yeah.
Moving victory. Jamaa, mkiza watoto hebu peni majina maana. Waza mtoto muita shida na tabu sasa ona. Mwenzako VICTORINE, victory that is moving. Tuambie AKOTH VICTORINE.
Yes.
Wa kutoka wapi?
Born and bred in Homa Bay County, but I've been in Kilifi for 7-8 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So maybe to know me further, I would like to maybe tell people what I do.
Yes.
So I'm an upcoming podcaster.
Awesome.
Yes, my podcast is called I Owe You, where I talk generally about indigenous knowledge, and in a nutshell is like the cultural audit. I'm just talking about what exactly is our culture, what is not really good with us, with our cultures, and how can we carry what is still serving us forward, or even make our culture platforms for innovation.
Wow.
As well as we try to shed off the ones that we feel like are retrogressive.
Yeah.
And we also talk about women and their identity, and also talk about climate resilience around food security and dietary specifically. So that is what my I Owe You podcast is doing.
Ngoja. Dunga pause hapo kidogo wenzangu. Unaelewa maana ya podcast? Kama hujui podcast ni nini, ni kama show hii ya Chadi TV lakini audio. Shaona? Kama a private radio show. Kwa hiyo ndo maana yake. Mwenzetu hapa yafanya podcast yaitwa I Owe You. Shawaambia yaeleza mambo ya kitamaduni, mambo ya vyakula, mambo ya afya, mambo ya wanawake. Yes. Tuendelee.
Okay. So
Superwoman.
Sure. I'm also a founder and an executive director or a program strategist for a young women-led community-based organization.
Wow.
That is called Power Action Changes.
Yes.
This organization is based in Kilifi, but we both run programs in Kilifi County and Kwale County.
Awesome.
And just from the name, Power Action Changes, we want to give power to the young people to take action and create the change they would like to have in their community, in their spaces, as young women, as people of energy, knowledge, and life.
Okay.
So that is what we do.
Yeah.
In Kilifi, the organization is currently incubating young people's innovation on health, climate change, and food, because we are currently coming to terms with the fact that vyakula vyetu kidogo inaribika. People have lots of highly processed foods, and we are even kind of destabilizing the health system of our food systems.
Yes.
So that is one. So we are incubating innovations around young people that are within those sectors or innovations. We also like having a market for the products that are manufactured or produced by young people.
Wow.
Yes, like handmade jewelries.
Yeah.
So we hire shelves in our office. We hire them shelves to even enable them to market them further and even try to sell without these are the problems of I don't have a space to sell my products. I made them from home and things like that.
Awesome.
And even to help them market their products. And we also run other health, like the donor-funded projects on health, like the one that we are currently having in Kwale. We launched it on International Women's Day on 8th March.
Wow.
And we are just connecting to young people in terms of their health, because we really understand that if you don't understand yourself in health, especially at a young age, you won't really do much as an adult. So that is what I would say I am. But as we continue, we'll understand more, because I'm more than that.
Awesome.
In other sectors.
Awesome.
Yes.
Hey, wadau, mshaambiwa power action. Changers.
Yes.
Sasa hapa mimi nina swali mwenzangu.
Niambie Jolene.
Hapa kwa power action.
Yes.
Nasikia young people, young women. Yes. First of all, it's an organization led by young women.
Yes.
Kwa hiyo hakuna mwanamume hata mmoja hapo kwa office anayefanya kazi, or rather in
only
the
one.
Executive. Only one.
We have one man in the executive, and then we have one man in the management.
Wadau.
The rest are women, and they are below 25.
Oh wow, below 25.
Yes, I'm the oldest there.
Wow. Wadau, sasa acha nikuulize mwenzangu, kama umechukua muda, perhaps umeingia WhatsApp ukapata hii link ya hii video ya Superwoman ukajipata YouTube. Hongera, maana unkuja kwa Home of Inspiration. Mimi nitakukumbusha mwenzangu, kuna watu below 25 they are owning an organization. Wewe wafanya nini mwenzangu? As a woman, as a young man, I want to challenge you to get up on your feet and do something with your time. That time, we appreciate that you're taking time to watch this video, but again, we want to push you to a greater level. So, hapa kwa Power Action Changers.
Yes.
I hope I'm getting the name right.
Sure.
You've mentioned that you're sponsoring projects by young people who are innovative.
Yes.
In the food industry, in the artistic, cultural way.
Yes.
You've mentioned beads, jewelries.
Yes.
Sasa labda niulize, yule mwenye anaangalia hapa na anashangaa, ako pale kwake yatengeza shanga na hajui ataanzia wapi, je, anaweza kuafikia na mkamsaidia, ama the project was targeted for a specific number of people and this number has been achieved? Because I really understand with projects where you have a targeted number. So have you already achieved that number, or the door is still open for more people?
Actually, that is not even part of a project, so we don't really have a specific number. The criteria of identifying or establishing whom we are supporting is, are you young? Okay. And you're a young woman, and we can really see the attitude of you being self-centered as a person. It is very difficult for at this juncture where there is very much addiction of social media and just being around, to get a young person who is really trying to do something.
Yes.
So once we can be able to establish that you are a self-centered person and you know what you're doing and you mean it, we are going to allow you to come and sell your product in our shop, and even try to get you a social media advertiser or market from our communication person for free.
Wow.
So it doesn't really have to matter who you are, where the number. We just want to see that capacity in you and when you mean what you're doing.
Awesome. Kwa hiyo basically mshaambiwa uonyeshe kwa wewe ni mkakamavu na mtu wa kujituma.
Yes.
Kama ujitumi, kaa nyumbani, oshe vyombo vyako, ukiamka asubuhi uingie TikTok kisha ufuate shughuli zako. Lakini kama wajua wewe ni mtu mkakamavu and you're young and you're a female, then of course you're more than welcome to get into contact na Power Action Changers, kama vile walivyotangulia kukwambia wako hapa Kilifi. Sasa lakini pia wanafanya miradi Kwale. Sasa mimi swali lingine ni hivi. Kama kuna mtu mwenye yajituma kweli na yuangalia hii video, lakini wa Mombasa ama wa Malindi, je, anaweza saidika hapa Kilifi?
Yes, it is possible.
Okay.
But at a cost. We won't be able to do that for free, because maybe if he has to bring the products in our office and he's from Mombasa or Kilifi, then maybe they'll have to agree with the person who will place there to sell the products on how much he or she would be willing to pay on a commission or something like that monthly. But for people from Kilifi, we do that for free.
Okay.
Yes.
Haya, shasikia wadau. Mimi niko hapa kuwasaidia, lakini turudi hapa kwa Superwoman.
Yes.
Now, I understand that you're the founder.
Yes.
Of Power Action Changes.
Yes.
Ni nini kenye kilikufanya mpaka ukakaa ukaota ukasema mimi siku moja nitatengeza organization yenye nasaidia young women? What drove you to that point? I'm sure there's a story behind it and I cannot wait to hear more about it. So yes, please tell us.
Sure.
What got you to that point? Perhaps you can start from your childhood, the challenges that you faced and how you overcame, and how those challenges perhaps influenced your decision to get to where you are, even in your career line. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yes, I think it is very important for everyone to know where this was born. And actually, it is true that we are our childhood, actually.
Yeah.
Either getting better or worse.
Yeah. One way or another.
One way or another.
That's for sure.
So, as a girl, I grew up in a very close-knit family of very people who treasure Christianity.
Wow.
And it was beautiful growing up. Now that I'm an adult, I know that we were very, very rich and very happy now that I'm an adult.
Yeah.
However, when I was young, I thought either we were poor or we were, when we were young, I was like, I think we are poor. But now that I'm an adult, I realized that I grew up in a very blessed family of Christianity, of people who care, people who allow you to be what you are.
Yeah. Wow.
And you talk your mind and they are concerned about what you think.
Wow.
And I think that was beautiful. And through that, my father is, through my growing up in that family of kawaida African woman who is my mother.
Yeah.
Very strict and a lioness of the house. No jokes. No. And then my father was kind of the opposite.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
So, through that, we grew up and we were very many in my family, including cousins and of our uncles who died, and we had to take them in to stay with them. So my father had really huge responsibility to make sure we grew up reasonably.
Yeah.
And in the process, because we were so many, it reached a point that our father couldn't afford a life for us. Like our life means cater for all our educations and other things about home and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think that is when I really started to make myself.
Oh, okay.
Because my father was very open-minded, and he still is. And he was like, let's have a meeting. So in this meeting, where he could discuss with us, now this is the amount of money that I can raise annually against these are the amount of needs that I have to satisfy annually. So it is not like I don't really want to give you the best, but I would really want to give you, at least be fair for all of you to get something.
Yes.
So instead of having two having the best and the rest having none at all, you can kind of have an average for all.
Yes.
So through that, I was
wise guy.
Wise guy.
Yes.
So I was like, I can take you to college, you learn a skill, and then if you if you take that like a normal thing with acceptance, you're going to push yourself, and the next person is going to push him or herself and do the best.
Yeah.
But then there was me. I was I was the different one.
Others.
I was the others of the family.
Okay.
So I was like,
na ukai others by the way. Sisi tunakaa others. Unaona tuko na madredi hapa ya kila kitu. Amefunga. Let us take a second to appreciate the look. The African woman in you came out. You're looking stunning.
Thank you so
Achana
much.
na sisi tunakaa kambe tuko ganja planters and what not, but we thank God. Sisi ndo tuko my
sure. Sisi ndo tuko.
Sisi ndo tuko. Yes, proceed pole.
No problem.
Yeah.
So I was the different child. So I was like, are you really sure that is what we really want? Because maybe I doubt if that is what I want.
Yeah.
So I told my father, no, that is not going to happen. And if the rest of the people are okay with it, me, I'm not okay. So probably you'll have to do more for me.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, inside me, I knew he was honest and he didn't really mean bad.
Yes.
So I said, I need to do something for myself. So I just thought like, let me go to the parish and tell them that my father has enough of needs. They can take me to school for me, because what my father is offering
is not enough.
Is not what I want.
I like that. Know what you want and use what you have to get what you want.
Exactly.
That is good.
So the night that my father held a meeting with me, that giving a like kind of a verdict. The last decision that now we've done this.
Yes.
What I can afford is taking you to a day school, just to ensure that everyone else also go to school.
Yeah.
I went to sleep and I said, no, that is not going to happen. So very early in the morning, I left for the parish. And because I knew they had a culture of taking people to school. So I went there, got the parish and told them my father, whom the parish priest knew by that time. I'm a Catholic.
Yeah.
My father can't take me to school. These are the reasons he's giving out. But I have to go to school.
Yeah.
If I have to go to school, if not, if I don't, my father is risking being. I told the parish priest that my father is risking being arrested because I'll go to the police. I was that serious.
Oh wow! You see, nice.
So the priest, fast forward.
Yeah.
Later, I received a call. I was so angry. So immediately I did that.
Yeah.
I left immediately because the priest was kind of not even paying attention to me. You know how you having conversation with somebody and like, Jolene hata me switch off.
Yeah.
So he gave me that vibe. So I said, huku hata imekauka. So let me just go. So I left for to my sister place who was in a town, and I said, let me get off that stress. And a few days I received a call from the parish that there was somebody who was sent to my home to do a need assessment. If at all I'm worth what I went to look for.
Wow.
Then this person came, did need assessment, and actually got what I wanted.
Wow.
So there was a Canadian government that was taking Kenyan girls to school, especially with the challenges that I presented in the parish.
Yeah.
And that is how they took me to the school that I wanted, actually, not the school that I was
being offered.
Yes.
Wow.
The school I wanted from childhood.
Wow.
So they took me to school. And now that I had the opportunity to go to school, I always believed that my problems would start and end with school. That's all.
Wow.
Like if I would go to the right school that I wanted, then it's okay. I would get everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
So I went to school, and then everything changed from there. So these were old people, the people that were paying for my school fees in high school.
Yeah.
and offering me the life that I wanted. Hey, I'm being taken to school in a vehicle. Hey, when my
soft
shoes
life.
Soft life. My shoes najaribu kuharibika, bring me shoes. Shoes.
Madam, soft life for who? My goodness. Watu walitafuta soft life hadi kwa parish.
Exactly.
Kwa baba. Mtu wangu.
So the life was so good, and then I felt challenged as well. I was like, oh, these people are doing so much for me. The only thing I have to do is to
study.
Yes, and that is the only thing I can give them back. So I studied good. The school had all the infrastructures. I didn't have any reason to give an excuse. I excelled well, and I came to the university. And I was like, oh, so because when I was in school, there could reach a time that the sponsors would write me an email that they've delayed to send money because the money that they were supposed to send in that term was being given with their children, by their children. And their children, I don't know, they travel in the village and they've not come to submit the money. Like, I think they're being trained how to do charity in their countries and all that. So I was like, oh, so even a young baby is literally taking me to school. So actually, I think in this world, if you do something honestly, it is going to change. It is going to change a life of someone. So that is what I carried forward. I said, wow, I know the things I want, and I know the things I don't want, because in my village, all those things were everywhere. You could see what the society take a woman for, what they want a woman to be, what they want a man to be, and what they want all that system to be. And by that, I had a chance to know exactly the things I don't want. Even before you say them, I know them like a trigger. I know what I don't want. So I'm like, okay, fine. So now that I've become a product of people of goodwill, and I was so unstoppable that everything was happening my way. So like, beautiful. Another person must have an opportunity to have me in their life. Wow. Probably. So that they can as well, like a relay run. So that they know if they do what I did to them, another person is going to get better. And that is the philosophy I've been living for. I am because somebody that I don't know, from Canada, very old, including kids. So if I can become, someone can as well become. And that is why I have Power Action Changes. I do the things I do. I do the podcast. I tell people about what I think, even if it is not popular. Trust you me, I'll tell it.
Awesome. Wadau mshasikia, eh? Hey, she was unstoppable because someone was, and therefore she is.
Yes.
I think one thing that has struck a chord with me is the fact that she's mentioned kuwa aligundua kuwa one of the people that were supporting her in high school was a child, you know. And I think that is a significant marker right there in a core memory or something. Kitu enyewezi sahau. And I think that's what triggered you to start Power Action Changes, to show people that they too have capacity to achieve what they want to achieve.
Yes.
So, another question. Now that she's a superwoman. Ametoka kwa community yenyewe. Sasa mimi na swali kwa sababu ya ile community pale.
Yes.
Community ya Homa Bay. Naitambua.
Unaitambua?
Kuna magonjwa fulani yakipita mizizi pale
kabisa
kwa sababu ya tabia fulani. Ugonjwa ni huku coast uta ukedi. Lakini unaitwa ukedi.
Okay.
But HIV and AIDS, there was a time that Homa Bay was leading in that.
Yes.
And I know, as you mentioned, one of the things that you did not want was being put within the fraction of the data to say young women. So relating to the story of Homa Bay to that of Kilifi, child pregnancies and whatnot. We thank God that jafikiwa hiyo data ya kuwa HIV and AIDS is leading in Kilifi County, lakini naona haiko mbali. Maana kama watoto wanazaa, ukimwi uzalike. Badala mtoto utashika uzae.
Sure.
Ukimwi huwezi zaa. So it's if I could ask, the things that you saw back then in Homa Bay, in terms of morality, in terms of the community viewing women in a certain light and young women in a certain light, vis-a-vis what you've experienced now in Kilifi County. Najua umetangulia kusema you stayed here for more than 7 years, close to 9 years, right? Yes. So in these years, what have you seen that relates to each other, and what have you seen to be totally different? I would give you an example, for instance. I know Homa Bay, yes, kulikuwa na hiyo issue ya HIV and AIDS and everything, but I do know that people in Homa Bay value education, and it's one of the things yenye ilifanya mpaka babako wakawaita mkutano, wakawaambia jamani, nataka kuwapatia nyote chance. Ingekuwa ni mwanamume wa huku kwetu, jamani, huo mkutano haungekuwa, wanaume wangekusanywa, watu wa fulani, haya bebeni vidore, nendeni shule, nyinyi wengine tafuteni vibarua Uarabuni. It's sad, lakini hiyo ndo reality yetu hapa Coast. Sasa mimi ninge labda kama mfano tu, yani kukuonyesha hiyo tofauti. Je, ni tofauti gani nyingine yenye uliona kati ya
The contrast has literally no significant gap.
Yeah.
Homa Bay is almost the same as Kilifi.
Aha.
Exactly. Because the scenario, the example that you've given is still there as well. Mpaka sahi. As much as they value education, but those families or that kind of statistics can still be found in Homa Bay. And I think all these are anchored in the culture that culture and as much as we are saying that the education has really given us light and things have really changed, the digitalized world and how things are changing, subconsciously we are still what was there in 90s.
Kweli.
So we are not really sure, like we are in a dilemma. Should girls really go to school? Okay, the people right now, we are supposed to take your girl to school, but no, if she's a girl, she's not supposed to do really good. You see. So Homa Bay County and Kilifi County is more or less the same, and that's the main reason why I didn't really go back home to do the power action changes and the other things that I do at home. I decided to do them here because there was a need. Just to tell you how power action changes started. It was actually like a Moshene safe space where we could meet and like, hey, how was your week? Where is your boyfriend? What are you doing currently? Is he Christian? How much does he know about God and things like that? And of course the current affairs of the country, what is the situation? And then the things that really came out from that space is what prompted the registration of it as an organization. Because the things that women are going through, especially at the younger age of young women, is so similar, so gross, and something that is really paining me is that they don't talk about them. Because it is kind of ingrained in our cultures that if women talk about what they go through that is not okay, it is shameful. So instead of our communities being ashamed of doing the worst to women, it is women carrying the burden of shame, which has nothing to do with them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So thank you, AKOTH Victorine. Umshambio is victory that is moving, and we are moving to a greater height. And again, this is Charity TV, Home of Inspiration.